Good morning, everybody. Welcome back to Cilinix Crypto. Welcome to the channel if you're new, and welcome to this recap and a new video on the Mantra Ohm situation. Did a video yesterday, quite like 2 hours after the crash. Wanted to make another video today because, the situation is still the same, which is that Mantra and Ohm have died, and I don't want to be too harsh about this because I do know a lot of people lost a lot of money. So that's it's just a very unfortunate situation in the end. I do think we have to be very harsh about the team because this was, first of all, predictable. Fortunately, I found some receipts of me saying that this would eventually crash a lot. In the last video I did in January on Ohm, which in general was the consensus, right? I mean, if we go back in time, for Mantra, the price action we had right here was something I've never seen anywhere else in the crypto markets, and it was just very shady. I mean, the price was going parabolic, and whenever I talked about it, whenever I made a video, that there was basically no one who cares, right? So that's already a massive red flag. So in general, this was predictable, and that's also why I said it in January. But it's still major, right? So in this video, I just wanted to do a rundown. If you missed what happened, Ohm dropped down a total of what is it, like 95%, 93%. It's still relatively unknown what happened directly. The Mantra team at this point of time is talking about a centralized exchange. I think that got liquidated. I don't trust it at all. I mean, 3 days ago, the 11th of April. We already saw in OTC groups, right? So those are groups where basically teams or big venture capitals, they use those groups to offload a massive amount of tokens without causing any market reaction. And we already saw right there that some sort of a party tried to sell more than $5 million in Ohm in discount to spot to OTC, to some sort of a different party. So what I said yesterday is that either a fund bought that and started selling it very aggressively, and people said, I mean, Mantra had like a market cap of $6 billion. $5 million or 5 million plus, let's say we're talking about $10 million, that can never crash 6 billion. The truth is, it can. If the liquidity isn't there, it definitely can, right? That $6 billion market cap is basically nothing. The team had like 90% of the supply. That market cap is not real money, right? Market cap never is real money, except if billionaires want to use it as collateral. But therefore, yes, you can absolutely crash the price by 93% with $10 million in USD of a coin if there's no liquidity and if you sell it all at once, which I think happened. Whether it was the team, whether it was a fund buying those tokens OTC, we will most likely not find out. Maybe the Mantra team is going to say something, but in the end, and this is what I meant with, like, I don't want to be too harsh on the people that bought this because they had a very good story, right? And they were very good at spreading that story. But ultimately, the team knew that they had tokens. The team knew about these OTC deals. The team knew the risks, all right? They knew the risks, and they did not inform anybody about it. And just in general, their actions have been incredibly harmful for the community. And people lost millions of dollars because of this. And I think there's going to be major lawsuits. So yeah, that is what happened. Price right now is dropped down to 70 cents. We had a little bit of bullish momentum yesterday, a little bit of a short squeeze here probably. Look, I think ultimately you shouldn't touch this project with a 10 feet pole, excuse me. Do I think that there's still massive recovery possible? Most likely not. I mean, they're going to try something, all right? A lot of people are short on this right now. So there's definitely liquidity to the upsides. And the team might find some sort of a market maker or fund who's going to help them push up the price. That's all possible, but in the end, I think the project is forever tainted and forever doomed. So even though I do expect some sort of a big short squeeze up at some point of time, I would never trade that. First of all, it's too risky because there's no certainty of that. And second of all, that's only later on going to lead to more bearish pressure and the price slowly moving towards that zero mark. Those are my thoughts. I think that's what you should expect. Like I said, everything that the Mantra team says, take it with a grain of salt, all right? They knew what they were doing. They knew what was going on. They knew the risks. Even if they did not sell the tokens directly, which I'm not sure if they did. Nobody knows. Well, except for the team. They at least were complicit in what happened, right? So anything they say Don't trust it. If they have some sort of a major partnership with a market maker, don't short OM, because they're going to short squeeze it. But overall, even with that short squeeze, maybe trying to short the top of that short squeeze is a possibility, but that's very difficult to do. All right, so I would just stay away from this. That's it. That's my update for now. A quick different recap the day after. If you do have any questions, anything, make sure to ask me on X, which is also at cilinixfxcapital, or down in the comments. I'll try to answer it. Take care in these markets, and bye.